What is happening, everybody, and welcome to another episode of our Z32 slick top build. As you can see, we've made a lot of progress. Let's actually start back here. So, rear subframe, gone. You guys saw that in the last video. Got the tank dropped as well, so whoop, no more fuel tank. All of this stuff's out. I did end up pulling the steering column, so it's just sitting right there. I got to move it over to the other side of the garage. And this is what's left of our rear subframe. So originally I was going to try to save these knuckles, but honestly, you can go to GK Tech and get a set with dual caliper options, and they are going to be just fine. They're like under 500 bucks. So I think I'm definitely just going to do that instead. Plus the CV axles themselves, the nuts are seized on the threaded portion of the CV shaft down here. And I'm not really trying to mess with all that kind of stuff, so I think we're just going to scrap that. Maybe I'll save these little arms, but I can't even access the bolt to take the lower control arm off with the CV axles in place. I don't have the right tools to try to separate this. I don't have like an induction heater or anything, so I can't use heat to split this. I do have a torch, but it's just not worth the time. I'd rather spend the extra cash and just get brand new stuff. Up here in the front, I've kind of taken a different route than we did with the rear subframe. When we pulled that rear subframe, we dropped it out as a unit, rolled it out. On the front subframe here, what I'm going to do instead is we are just going to separate pretty much everything. I'm going to take the coilover off on this side. It's already off on the other side, and we're basically just going to try to unbolt everything. When I was doing it on the rear subframe, it was okay, but it was pretty difficult because the subframe itself kept moving around. The power tools I have are not strong enough to break the hardware loose, so a lot of the stuff that I got to break loose, I'm doing with a breaker bar and a pry bar to support. So I figure it's going to be a lot easier for me to do it like this. But let's go over to the other side, because now that there's a lot of stuff off on that side, you can really tell that this driver's side of the car is up. It's actually up a half an inch higher than this side. And not because it's jacked up weird or the jack stands or whatever. It's because of the damage on this side of the car. So it might not look like a whole lot because a lot of this stuff came out, but this is all raised all the way through here. There's a nice hump right there for you. But if we come down, you can actually see that all of this is up. All this is crushed up inside here. All of this pushed up. And then even back here, you can see right through where it split the seam. So this whole thing is up. All of this is up. Everything here is up. And then this is the portion right here that has obviously the most damage. And this is the only spot that I had to cut the harness to get it out. Everywhere else came out super smooth. This side right here I had to cut, and it didn't even matter too much because about 15 wires that come through here on this side were already cut and frayed. So I just chopped the harness right here, pulled all the connectors that way, took the rest of the harness out, and I'll just solder them back together. But this right here sucks. This was definitely why we went and decided to part this thing out and use it just on a new roller. Because this stuff back here, this is all fixable. We could have back half the car and fixed it. I guess if you were a good enough body man, chassis man, which I am not, you could probably come in here and fix this, sure. But it's just out of my wheelhouse, and it's just unfortunate. So basically, we're just going to continue to gut this out. I was going to save the power steering lines, but most of them are damaged. Same thing with the AC system. The AC lines, most of them are damaged. So I'll probably save like this reservoir for fun, but everything else, all the lines and stuff, we're just going to leave in here. We are going to take the steering rack with us because I will blow it all apart and depower it, and then we'll seal it all up. And I'll probably use it on the new roller, but that'll be in the future. Basically what we're going to do, finish getting this front end all unbolted, drop this front subframe down, and then we're going to go ahead and cut the front of the car off. And then we might come over here and cut the back of the car off. Then we're going to take this cherry picker, and we're going to go right through this windshield, maybe, and we're going to run straps under the car, and then forward, and then back, and basically make like a little triangle right here. And then we should be able to lift, put a lot of faith into this Harbor Freight engine stand, but we should be able to lift this shell up and get it loaded into the trailer so it can make its final destination to the scrapyard. So let's go ahead and finish doing what we're doing in here. I'll put you guys on the GoPro when I cut off the front of the car, and maybe the back of the car, and we'll get it all set up. But it's the last time you guys are going to be seeing this Z32, but we have a new shell coming, so when it gets here, we'll be sure to get that thing treated right and get it back on the road. So I'll catch you guys in the next clip. All right, and just like that, front subframe is out. I did leave the steering rack on there, like I said, just make it a little easier to get it out. Didn't really want to be under the car, but it's out. So sway bar's out. I am gonna pull the rest of the AC stuff, I guess. It looks like it's gonna be pretty easy just to grab this line here and this one that runs over here. Already got the big one that runs around the engine, so it looks to be in good shape. So I'm gonna go ahead and hold on to that. Hopefully somebody might need it. I was gonna save this booster and brake master, but it looks like it's been leaking for a long time. And there's definitely brake fluid inside of that, so it's no good. Clutch master's garbage. So we're just gonna leave all that stuff in here, but I'm gonna go ahead and pull this AC line. I'm gonna leave the power steering stuff. Like I said, I'm probably gonna pull the reservoir, but pump is garbage. Lines are garbage, easy to get. So now that that's all done, the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna come right through here. We're gonna chop the front of the car off, just this front clip portion right here, so we can slide the cherry picker in here and hopefully get this thing loaded up on Monday. So I'm gonna throw you guys on the GoPro. Let's get to cutting. All right, so in that last clip, you guys saw me cut some of it. It was pretty hard to film and cut this. I feel like the GoPro was just shaking all over the place. But we got the front clip cut off of our Rust Z. So you can see it's chopped, and you know, this was a lot of work also to do, but definitely worth it. Now you can see a lot of stuff that's going on in here. So the frame rail looks good on this side and pretty decent on the other side. It's just after it gets to this reinforced part, the whole bottom is just crushed. So nothing super stable in there, but overall pretty happy with how this came out. We do have it on the cherry picker right now, so I'm able to move the whole car around just on this stand. So the way I did it was I ran just some straps through here. You can see it's definitely dented the A-pillars, but put some straps through there. Ran the strap here to the back to kind of tilt it, made sure we were nice and balanced. Now I'm pretty much maxing out this cherry picker, but right now it's just set on the legs actually of the cherry picker that run through here. The frame rails, what's left of them, is resting on there, so actually fairly easy to just grab this thing and move it wherever you want. So that's nice and solid on here. So now that we have this all done, we're gonna go ahead and move all of these parts right here over to the other garage because we're gonna save them, take out the rest of the stuff here, kind of clean the shop up a little bit, throw all this extra stuff inside of this shell once we are done, and this thing is ready to go to the salvage yard on Monday. So that's super unfortunate, but like I said, we'll have another shell here. So this is pretty much where I'm going to wrap this video up. I just wanted to give you guys one last video of this slick top, and we can kind of send it off together, right? So say, you know, a little prayer for this thing, pour a little bit of your drink out for it. This is something we never want to see. So if you can save them, try to save them. You know, do the best that you can. This one, unfortunately, is just beyond my ability to save it, and so we hate to see it go, but we'll have a brand new shell here that we'll be able to work on, and when that arrives, we'll have a video coming out kind of introducing it, showing it off, showing you guys what it looks like, how we got it, and then we can go ahead, like I said, and focus on the interior, get the interior all buttoned up, since it is going to be missing some of the interior. Not a big deal because we have all of this interior, and then we will kind of bring ourselves into the engine bay. We'll do some cleanup in there, maybe do some shaving, get it ready for that VG30 that we'll be rebuilding, and hopefully we'll have ourselves a nice, clean, slick top that we can enjoy for many years to come. So with that being said, guys, get out there, get those projects done, and until the next one, peace.